Welcome back to the vlog and welcome here to Goroka, Papua New Guinea. My name is Ryan. Heading out to Saidor today, an old Japanese airstrip that they used in World War II. So I've been out there with you guys before, so let's go ahead and get started and be on our way. Alright, low start, over 14%, oil pressure's coming up. We'll introduce our fuel. Watch my NG come up past 30, 35%. Now I'm looking at my IGT and see how fast it's coming up. Peaks out, it's almost 600, not quite. It's just a 29-minute flight out there today. We only go out there probably like twice a year, maybe, something like that. Anyways, I'm picking up some fuel to head up to Nankina today, where I'm picking up coffee and a bunch of the materials that we dropped off for fixing the Mibu airstrip. Our fuel caps and selectors are good, or controls are good, our TAWs will leave enabled for now. Riding out at 11,000 today. Completely empty, no seats on board, no nothing, and like 730 pounds of fuel. So I just had my minimum VFR fuel today. This should be nice, at least it's scheduled to be nice. We're 5,400, so rotate at 56 and 63 if we have to come back in. Goroka Tower, good morning, November Tango Zulu. Request taxi, Saidor 1 POV.
Zulu, roger, taxi 17 left on the bed track, line up 1018.
1018, go to back on track and line up 17 left, November Tango Zulu. Strobes as we come onto the runway, and also do our overspeed governor check. That's good. Got some big old hawks out here this morning. We'll feather the prop and then back in. On this aircraft, it doesn't like the first takeoff of the day sometimes. It'll go like 10 RPM over the prop and then it'll give you a dinger. It looks beautiful out there. We're heading out that way where it's nice and sunny. Got a big hawk right on my takeoff path. We'll wait for him to get out of the way. It will be 50 knots by our taxiway or old port. Full reverse, heavy braking going off. We'll just continue off straight ahead, but if we go off anyway, other than straight ahead, we'll cut off, pull off, and shut off. After takeoff, we'll pitch for 85, consider EPL, consider feather. We'll go straight ahead and land on the road ahead. Any full flaps, emergencies, mask, crack my door, make my call to the tower. November Tango Zulu, ready for departure.
Tango Zulu, President Traffic Company, Lomba Tango Hotel Helicopter, departed the field 55 for Nankina. Out via the Bena initially, 9,000. 40 Nankina, left hand, clear for takeoff.
17 left hand turn, clear for takeoff. Copy company, November Tango Zulu. Alright, ignition condition, flaps 20, fuel and harnesses. It is 20 degrees out. 1390 on the torque. Rotate at 54. Torque is set. Airspeed's alive. There's 50 and continuing. There's 54 and rotate. We are nice and light today. Pitch for 73 initially, not normally, but today we will. Just because we're light and it's fun to take off. Feel like you're a rocket ship sometimes. It's getting even better down at Saidor, down at sea level. Oh man, be climbing at like 2,500 feet per minute for initially. We'll just level off here for a second just because there's a cloud layer. It looks beautiful out there though, so already at 500 feet. Over 85, I'll go 10 degrees, or yeah, up to 10 degrees of flaps. Start my left-hand turn out. 0 and bring our pop back to 2,000. You can see we've got a whole cloud layer here, but you can see up there it's all sunny on the ground. That's one way you guys can tell if you're flying near clouds and you're like, oh, I don't know how broken it is or if it's overcast. You can look at the ground and see how much sunlight is poking through and hitting the ground. Then you know where your holes are if you're trying to get above it or something. It's going to be bright up there. Alright, let's flip our engine lit back to normal. Niter's turned off. Let's start pulling the sunglasses out before I go blind in 2 seconds. And climb on up to 11,000 because we need to get up to 11,000 to get over the mountains. And then Saidor is right on the ocean. So 11,000 all the way down to sea level. We'll see how my sinuses do today. They haven't been that awesome. We'll see. So I might take the lower route. I don't know. Crook Tower, November Tango, Zulu, departed time 05, tracking 061 on climb 1000. Estimating Saidor 34.
November Tango Zulu, contact Mosby on 1201, 5565 with 8615 miles.
15 miles, contact Mosby 1201, 5565, 8861, November Tango Zulu. He gave me 3 frequencies to try, because that's PNG for you. A lot of times the radios don't work that great. So he gave us my 120.1, which is my VHF, and then I have HF radio, an additional radio that we put in the aircraft. And I have 2 frequencies I can try to get a hold of them on that one, if I can't get a hold of them on the first one, but usually you can on that one. This is the Bennett Gap that we're heading out here. Just about always open. If you haven't done any mountain flying, that's usually where you can get through, is the gaps, the low spots in the mountain. Basically all the clouds will just pile up, and then in the gaps it always seems to be, well, a gap. There's like just a low spot in the clouds or a break in the clouds. You remember where all your gaps are pretty quickly. Just keeping my airspeed right at 199 knots. That's my best rate of climb. I'm going to get the most amount of altitude in like the shortest amount of time. And it looks like I'm going to have to need a full 11,000 feet to get over top of this little tiny layer right over the tops of the mountains, but it'll probably clear up right when we get on the other side. Once we get out in the Runway Valley, it's probably going to be clear all the way. And then some clouds, it looks like, already up there. Until we get on the other side of the mountains, there's another range, the Finisterre Range. Over that, and then drop all the way down to sea level. Keeping my power in until I get my airspeed all the way up to 130 indicated, and then we're just about there. I'm going to just start slowly creeping it back, so my torque is right at 1250. For landing light off now that we're out of the area, but we'll leave our LED pulse light on for a taxi. Because it just doesn't really burn out as like the HID and landing lights. Moresby 120.1, November Tango Zulu, transfer.
November Tango Zulu, Moresby, go ahead.
Good morning, November Tango Zulu. 15 miles, Goroka, maintaining 1000, estimating Saidor 34. And copy company traffic, November Tango Hotel.
November Tango Zulu, RPNH 1008.
Moresby, Sierra India Delta 5565, circuit area, Aldeana, report in for landing.
Sierra India Delta.
1008, November Tango Zulu. Oh, that is just an incredible view looking out over the Runway Valley. Just full on overcast. You don't see it very often where it's overcast. Usually they're all clear. But yeah, give this video a thumbs up if you guys agree with me. That is such a beautiful view. Helps my channel grow, helps with the algorithm, and everybody likes helping with the algorithm, right? So according to Pacific Rex, this airstrip was actually built pre-war, and originally it was 750 yards, so it'd be close to around 750 meters or so. And it's just a grass runway right on the ocean side, so it had nice approaches on both ends of it. But I guess the Japanese used it initially, and then looks like kind of 1943, 1944, the Americans took over it. So anyways, yeah, if you guys are interested, you guys can check out Pacific Rex. And I think there's even some photos. They actually made it into, I think, 2 runways at one time, I think. Basically like a crash landing one and then just a regular one. And they had some B-25s crash there, you know, if they had engine problems or whatever. Anyways, a lot of the history around here. Down right below me There's some wrecks. I've tried finding them, but I think they're just completely gone now. But there's like a P-38 down in this area right below me. A lot of really cool history here in Papua New Guinea from World War II. November Tango Hotel Company.
Go ahead, Ryan.
Yeah, I'm about 8 miles behind you on 1000, and I'm about a mile or two off to your right. I'll probably, you're going to Mibu first, right?
I'm going to my row. I'm heading for the Tata Gap here.
All right, I'll let you know before I start my descent. But looking at the strip chart, there's not really much to show you here. Elevation, sea level, just 40 feet. Runway 30 and 12, and length is now 1,250 meters long, so that's a little bit longer than what it originally started as, and a 0.7% slope, so pretty much flat. As you guys can see, I'm tracking along here, and I'm showing my track. If you want to fly the same route, check out my Patreon page. I'll leave this same flight on there, so you guys can recreate here, fly into here. I'm almost positive it'd be on X-Plane and Microsoft Flight Sim because it's just a generic airstrip. But if you guys want to follow along, actually fly the same flight, yeah, check that out. There's probably about 50 flights or more on my Patreon page if you are a flight simmer. If you want to pick one of these up for your flight sim setup, or if you're an actual pilot and you want to pick one up, I've got them for piston as well as turbine aircraft as well. So really handy tool if you're a single pilot and you're doing everything yourself. This is a
terrain ahead.
Yes.
Terrain ahead.
Thank you, Betty. This is a really good tool to be able to help remember to do all the critical takeoff and landing items, just gear and things like that. So, wow, it's beautiful up here. Start up our checklist because we're going to be starting to go down here just 10 minutes before we land, or less than that. Our selectors, fuel selectors and brakes are good. Our TAWS is now turned off. Our VREF for 5,300, so 62 knots. Our lights and inlet, we'll throw inlet on now. We're under 140 and our landing light on. And once we get a little bit closer, then we'll flip on our OBS so we can see kind of the orientation of the runway. Don't really need it on this place because it's just open, but anyways. Also, Saidor 123.9 November Tango Zulu, 20 miles to the west, southwest, 1000 on descent. Circuit time is Saidor 34. All right, and down we go. Let's turn this all the way down to 1,000 feet. Put it on the big screen here, just so I can kind of see. We've got the November Tango Hotel. The helicopter is just right over there somewhere.
We're up 18 miles from Saidor, now descending to 6,000. We'll be hugged up in the terrain here.
All right, I just left 1000 at this time. Got you on TCAS. You're still probably about 3 or 4 miles off to the north from me. And I'll let you know when I'm past through 7,000.
All right, sounds good.
Let's see what kind of descent we'll have to get, and we'll see how my sinuses do today. About 1,500 feet per minute. That's not bad. Looks like he's below this layer right here. He's about another 4,500 feet below me. All right, this is just showing that I'm going to pass over him. And November Tango Hotel. I'm passing at 8,500. Looks like I'm just going to pass right over top of you now. Just about. Looks like you're about 3,000 feet below me, though.
Yeah, I'm descending into the Mairo Valley, so I'll be no fracture for you.
All right, see you at Nankina.
Sounds good.
Oh, cleared up nice. This is great because Nankina is right over there, and I was kind of hoping that there would be a bunch of clouds. So we're coming down here, like I said, picking up a fuel drum, and then I'll probably also film coming up to Nankina. It's only an 8-minute flight, so it's going to be a really short video, but there, OBS. Turn over to runway 30. It's a nice line right there. Also, let's just reduce our power. The maximum operating speed is 182 knots in this, so I like to keep it below about 170, just so that I have like a 10 knot margin in case I'm not paying attention. And as you come down, your torque is going to actually increase because the air is a lot denser, the engine's running more efficient, your torque's going to go up, your ITT is going to stay the same, but your torque's going to go up, so that means you're basically getting more thrust, and your speed's also going to start increasing. So let's say you started at 15,000 feet, pitched over, your torque's only going to be probably at like 1100, maybe even 1050. So the air's a lot thinner up there, so you're not going to get as much speed. Initially, you're probably going to be at like 145 knots, but as you come down, not adjusting anything, not adjusting your pitch, anything, your speed is going to start increasing. So if I'm at 172 knots at 5,000, if I don't change anything, by the time I get down to sea level, it'll probably be about 1,550 on the torque, and my speed's also going to be probably at the high 170s, 177, close to 180. So, and also in case I hit any turbulence or anything that can bump my airspeed up and down, to give myself just a little bit of a margin. All stations, Saidor, Kodiak November Tango Zulu, 7 miles to the southwest, 4,500, circuit 33 Saidor. I'm just going to fly over top of the airfield, and then I'll just do like a right downwind, just so I don't have to do a circling all the way to the left. So that would be the easiest. Let's see, actually, it looks like the winds are actually coming off this way, so actually we'll just enter into a left downwind, runway 12. Orders be 5565 November Tango Zulu.
November Tango Zulu, Morsi, go ahead.
November Tango Zulu is in the circuit. Saidor, cancel, SAR.
November Tango Zulu, Saidor, SAR, what's still needed?
November Tango Zulu. All stations, Saidor, November Tango Zulu is in the circuit. Saidor. Start reducing our torque down. That'll slow us down. Push our prop forward. If we do need to go around, it's power up, 20 degrees of flaps. Pitch for 73, reset our ITT to 740, and maneuvers required. Top and harness is done, flaps to go. And the humidity is coming in now. It's beautiful out on the water though today, that's for sure. There used to be some wrecks out here that they had parked off to the side, but I think they have recovered those ones since then. Degrees of flaps. Go perpendicular for about 0.9 miles. Right up here, and then we'll start turning our downwind. There's 0.9, start my downwind. That way I'm about a mile out by the time I'm done turning, or really close. That's where we'll beam our landing spot, 20 degrees of flaps. And reduce my power on down. It's going to slow us down. We want as slow as 62 knots, 72 knots on base, and 82 knots here. So if I'm going 100, I'm going to pull my power out. That's going to slow me down. All right. 700, turn our base, slow it down to 72 knots. And full flaps, checklist is complete. Turn in final at 500, and slow into 62 knots.
500.
Got a hawk right in front of me. Looks like he's going to go over me though. And just over me. I don't think I've ever made the approach from this end. Pretty river though. A nice bush right on the approach. That's always awesome. Oh, nice and firm and sticky, that's for sure. Very good. Well, I hope the guys hear that I'm supposed to pick up the fuel drum. You learn as a bush pilot in PNG to keep your expectations low. It's hard coming from a Western culture where everything is very time-oriented and things done and boom, 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 but this is a relationship culture. It's a lot different. So I've got people that have also went to go up there as well, but I've got a fuel drum today, so I cannot take passengers with me. But I've got a whole bunch of them that are sitting here waiting and hoping, I think. Yes, there's the fuel drum. Awesome. Anyways, thanks for joining along in that flight. Please do give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. Helps with the algorithm, helps my channel grow. If you want to help my channel grow, then that's a great way to do it. Shut everything down. Off and feather. Alright, I'm going to load up. I'm going to shoot the next video as well, so later on this week you can watch that one.